Vapes. E-cigarettes. From niche products to cultural phenomena in just a few years. Many believe they are a safer alternative to smoking. But how true is that? In this video we are diving deep into the world of vaping, from its origins to its impact on today's generation and what the future might hold. To understand vaping today, we first need to look at where it all began. The idea of an electronic cigarette isn't as new as you might think. The first known patent for an electronic cigarette was filed in 1963 by a man named Herbert Alfred Gilbert. His device was a smokeless, non-tobacco cigarette, but it never really took off. It wasn't until the early 2000s that vaping as we know it began to take shape. In 2003, a Chinese pharmacist named Hon Lik created the modern e-cigarette, inspired by the loss of his father to lung cancer. And that's why you don't smoke. Anyways, moving on, his invention was marketed as a healthier alternative to smoking. And by 2007, e-cigarettes were being sold internationally. As vaping products evolved, they became more sophisticated and more appealing, especially to younger audiences. Later on, the introduction of sleek, compact devices like the Juul, or I think it's pronounced Yule. I'm not sure, I'll just refer to it as Yule. Anyways, devices like the Yule revolutionized the industry. Yule in particular became a cultural icon, known for its high nicotine content and variety of flavors. By 2018, Juul controlled about 75% of the US e-cigarette market. But with popularity came problems. Vaping was marketed as a tool to help smokers quit, but it also created a new wave of nicotine addiction, and nicotine is far from healthy. See, it's true that vaping does eliminate some of the harmful chemicals found in cigarettes. However, vapes contain other harmful substances. While vaping is perceived as less harmful than smoking, it's important to understand that less harmful does not mean harmless. The long-term effects of vaping are still being studied, but we already know that it can lead to serious health issues.
In the vaping emergency, another death reported this.
To tell us that youth use of e-cigarettes is unsafe, we know that nicotine exposure during adolescence can uniquely harm the developing adolescent brain.
This brings us to one of the most concerning aspects of vaping, its impact on youth. Vaping has become a trend among teenagers, partly due to targeted marketing and the appeal of flavored products. Nicotine is particularly dangerous for young people because it can interfere with brain development. In 2019, the outbreak of EVALI, or the e-cigarette vaping product use associated lung injury, highlighted the dangers associated with vaping and served as a wake-up call about the potential dangers of vaping. The EVALI outbreak demonstrated that vaping is not without a risk. See, our lungs are designed to inhale clean air, not a mixture of chemicals, regardless of whether it's from cigarettes or vapes. Given the rise in vaping, governments and health organizations have begun to take action.
Australia is in line for the world's toughest vaping laws.
This is exceptionally harmful to our children.
We're getting some stories that we don't want to hear, and we may very well have to do something very, very strong about it.
In the US, the FDA has been working to regulate vaping products. Other countries have taken even more drastic measures, with some implementing complete bans on e-cigarettes. Actually, everyone should do that. But regulation is only part of the solution. Public education is even more important in ensuring that people, especially young people, understand the risks associated with vaping. So what does the future hold for vaping? The industry is constantly evolving, with products and technologies emerging all the time. However, the future of vaping will largely depend on public perception and regulation. If people continue to see vaping as a safe alternative to smoking, its popularity may persist despite the risk. But if awareness about its dangers grows, we could see a potential decline in its use. In conclusion, while vaping may be less harmful than smoking, it is not harmless. There are resources available to help you quit if you are a vapor, and taking that step could make a big difference in your long-term health.
And obviously, it's best if you just don't vape at all.
Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video informative, please consider liking and sharing it to others. Subscribe to the channel for more informative videos. See you next time. Goodbye.